India is generating so much waste that our landfills have run out of space. So governments across cities are suggesting a new solution: waste to energy plants. A way to burn waste, generate electricity, and reduce the load on landfills. Sounds great, right? So, why are so many people unhappy with these plants? Currently, there are at least 10 major WTE plants that are operational across India. 56 more plants have been proposed. 19,900 tons, or 1/8 of India's total daily waste, ends up in these incinerators. Here is the problem, or rather 5 big problems. See, the USP of waste to energy plants is supposed to be that they burn non-recyclable dry waste and convert that to energy. But Indian waste is simply not fit for these plants. Our waste is poorly segregated. Food waste mixed with dry waste, including hard-to-burn materials like metals, bricks, and glasses. For WTE plants to be efficient, they need waste that is at least 1900 kilocalories. But Indian waste is only around 800 to 1100 kilocalories. We saw this with the Bidadi WTE plant that burns Bengaluru's waste. This plant was supposed to produce 11.5 megawatt of power but barely produces 7.4 megawatt daily. The plant often shuts down when metals clog its systems. Us citizens pay a very real price for this inefficient burning. A lot of toxic residues from these plants end up in the air, water, soil, and even our bodies. A report by Citizen Matters found that at the Okla plant in Delhi, residents had been living with cancer, TB, and asthma.
Yes, the rate of asthma has increased. People are having breathlessness. The issues with congenital abnormalities, mothers delivering abnormal children had increased. And I had my own practice. I had my own ultrasound clinic there. And I also observed that my own colony people, the rate of cancer increased, especially lymphoma and breast cancer.
It is so bad that Dr. Gulati herself has to leave Delhi and move to Bengaluru.
So 1.5 years back, we shifted to Bangalore, and just as I shifted, 2 months back, I was diagnosed with cancer. I had a big tumor in my abdomen, 16 into 18 centimeters. And I attribute this to the plant.
India's waste to energy plants also fail basic environmental checks. Delhi's Bhavana plant breached PM 2.5 and PM 10 limits according to CPCB. Near Hyderabad's Jawahar Nagar plant, a 2025 fact-finding team found roads covered in toxic ash and leachate flowing into ponds. WTE plants also literally warm the city. Delhi's 4 plants alone together emit hot gases equal to the exhaust of more than 3 million cars daily. After all this, waste to energy plants don't even make any financial sense. Coal or solar power costs about 2 rupees per unit. WTE, 7 to 8 rupees per unit. 3 to 4 times more. Add to this the cost of transporting waste to these plants, it's just a financial drain. But how do they survive? Most WTE plants are owned by private companies and heavily subsidized by the central, state, and even municipal governments. They get cheap land and a lot of it, and loans from public banks. So, if they fail, guess who foots the bill? In fact, in Chennai, a private company seems to be taking over end-to-end waste management at a much higher cost for taxpayers.
If you look at the waste to energy plant that is being proposed in Chennai, the corporation has to shell out 2,000 rupees per ton just to process the waste. So on top of that, the corporation has to shell out a lot of money to collect and also transport. So if you look at economic wise, centralized plants do not make sense.
Informal waste collection in India is an important source of livelihood to many. Waste pickers play a crucial role in collecting, sorting, and trading recyclable dry waste such as paper, plastic, metal, and glass. But with WTEs, all this could be gone.
Roughly 358 tons of plastics is going to be burnt in this waste to energy plant every day. About 100 tons of paper and about 42 tons of PET bottles. So when I say 42 tons of PET bottles, it is roughly equivalent to about 22 lakh PET bottles every single day. So our source segregation, recycling, and reuse efforts are going to go for a toss. Our waste pickers and sanitary workers are not going to have access to these recyclable materials, which could otherwise be, recycled and made into new products.
So, is there an alternative solution to our waste management problems? The answer is yes, but it's definitely not burning our trash. Decentralized waste management, better segregation, and stricter policies can go a long way in cutting waste at the source. We'll dive into these solutions in the next part of the video. Stay tuned.